End grain cutting boards. They're said to be more hygienic, easier on your knives, and have self-healing properties. And I love making cutting boards. It was actually some of my first few videos on my channel. The only issue is I haven't made an end grain cutting board in a while. So it got me thinking, why does everyone make these type of cutting boards? Well, they're longer to make, have more chances of failures, and even might explode in some of your machines. So when someone I know asked me if I can make them an end grain cutting board, I said yeah, why not? So in this video, I want to see if I can make an end grain cutting board better than my first one I've ever made to see how far I've come along in my woodworking journey. To start everything off, I'm just cutting the board into 1 1/4 inch strips. And this is actually going to be the length of the checkered pattern on the final face of the cutting board once I flip it over after the first glue up. And with all the strips cut out, I just arranged the boards to get a cool end grain pattern, and it's going to be flipped around a couple times, so hopefully this pattern looks cool in the end. And before I glue up the boards, I actually taped them together to get the right adjustment for the clamps, and this is the first time I actually taped the boards together, and it actually holds the boards pretty snugly, so I might do this again in the future. And to glue everything up really fast, I found this plastic glue roller that applies a lot of glue quickly, so if this works out this time, I'll probably again use this definitely in the future. And it definitely was the cleanest, easiest glue spreading I've ever done, so if you're in the market for getting something like this, I highly recommend it. Now the first glue up is very simple. All I have to do is just put the boards side by side, then clamp them together, and then wait about 2 hours till the glue dries off so I can move on to the next step. And taking the time to make sure that all the boards were straight and flat definitely made the next step a whole lot easier. So before I put the board inside the planer, I had to get one side perfectly flat, and since everything was nice and straight, sanding it down with 80 grit didn't take long at all. And now that I have one side perfectly flat, I can run this board through the planer, and what this will do, it will get the other side perfectly flat. And now with my crosscut sled, I can just square off one of the edges and then work on cutting the pieces for the second step. And oh yeah, I have a crosscut sled now. I just need to extend the grooves of my table saw because it doesn't go all the way. But now it's time to finally cut the boards to get the end grain pattern. And I'm cutting these strips into 1 1/4 inch thick, just so I have a thick enough cutting board that is not too thin and will handle some knife blows. And 3 cuts in, I realized I cut the boards 1/8 an inch too wide. So I'm just double checking my calculator to make sure I have enough wood to continue on with this build. And luckily, I left some extra, so let's continue. So the final width of the cutting board is going to be 20 by 13, and I was able to cut 16 strips out of that board. And now what I'm doing is just arranging it to get the pattern that I was talking about before. It's sort of going to be like a diamond pattern in some areas, and then triangles in some, and then sort of like circles, but you'll see the final results a little bit later on in the video. And this is me actually gluing up the boards together. You may notice I have a little X marked in a pencil in the middle of the screen, and don't ask me why my camera is zoomed in so much. I'm just as confused as you, but just so you know, I'm gluing up the board right now, and the X's on the screen are to make sure I put the boards in the right spot for the pattern. So I actually managed to keep all the boards relatively flat, and you can see the pattern that I was talking about from before, but this actually to make the step a whole lot easier when it comes down to sanding it, since I don't have to sand that much off the board. And before I started the sanding, I just wanted to water pop the grain just to see exactly what the final pattern was going to look like. And this is by far one of my favorite patterns so far I made in the cutting board, but just have a look for yourself. And now the time comes for sanding, and I'm not going to show you all the clips just because everyone knows what sanding looks like, but just so you know, I went up to 220 grit for sanding. And with the sanding all done, it's now time to wax the board and put mineral oil on it. Now when the mineral oil goes on it, it's always such an amazing feeling because you see the grain pop and your board really comes to life. And don't worry, I came back and wiped off the excess mineral oil, and then later on the day I ended up putting a layer of wax on it and then wiping that off to make sure this board is well protected. So the cutting board is done and I'm actually blown away of how it turned out. And like I said before, I'm going to be comparing it to my older cutting board. So let's see if I made any improvements on making end grain cutting boards. And my maple one is about 17 inches by, I think that might be 11. I'm not too sure, it's been a while since I made this one. But the cherry board actually turned out amazing. And I mixed a couple pieces together to get a bit of the patterns. The only thing I don't like is I had a little bit more of the green hue from the cherry in there. I didn't get to select my board, unfortunately, it's all that they had. So other than that, I think this turned out perfectly fine. And I definitely improved from my last cutting board. My maple board had some defects on the side. The lines weren't cut that straight. And I have some gaps in between the boards just because when I glued it up, I actually broke some of the pieces. So I randomly glued them back together. And a couple burn marks that I couldn't sand out because it was a deep burn mark. I'm not sure if that was a part of the wood or not. But definitely all the skills I learned building my projects over the past year helped me build this cutting board and make it as best as I could. But you guys can let me know how much you think I improved on my cutting board in the comments. It was so much fun making this board. I really do love making cutting boards, and hopefully in the future I can make a whole bunch more. I'm currently in the process of building my website. It's taken a lot longer than I thought, but stay tuned for a new updated website and I might have some cutting boards on there for you guys to purchase. And actually I built this contractor table saw about a couple weeks ago. There's a video down in the description and on the screen if you want to see it now, but thank you guys so much for watching this end grain cutting board and catch you guys later.